752. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm ready. You're ready. I know y'all been waiting for a minute. We good though. We good. Levels is 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 good. Yeah. Levels is good. Hey yo. Yeah. Getting back to your original self. The original one. What is the original self though? When you really think about it, from my point of view, your original self is made up of your knowledge and experience. But when you get away from that, you might have to experience something new. But we're going to talk about it though. Get back. Back to the old school. Yeah. Audio good, y'all? It look good from here. Yeah, getting back to your original self. What y'all know about it? Have you ever had to do it? What are some of the things that'll have you trying to get back to your original self? Well, it can be a lot of things, really. A disappointment. A divorce, an illness, loss of control. But the thing is, you have to ask yourself, was your original self original? I mean, for real. We call it our original self. But I don't know. What up, y'all? Marvina. Grown woman, don't try me. My brother from another Mother. Norris Hill. And I can't see this name. Oh, Cookie. Cookie 444. Okay, cool. Welcome, Cookie. Hit that like button, y'all. Please. That's all I ask of you. One more time. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1:30 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the rrrr. And if you can't say Omar with the rrrr, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should as well. Today, we are talking about getting back to your original self. And is your original self original? Yeah, we're going to get a little cerebral today. We're going to get a little cerebral today. We're going to get a little cerebral today. We're going to get a little bit cerebral today. We're going to think about the things that we do and the things we say. All right. Getting back to your original self. You know, when things in your life are out of whack, when your scales are unbalanced, when things aren't going the way that you want them to go, when you feel like you've lost control of the navigation of your life, like you ain't whipping like you used to be whipping, you ain't making the kind of money that you used to make, you ain't loving the way that you used to love, you ain't being loved the way that you used to be loved. The people that you used to attract are not coming around anymore. You're not attracted to the same people anymore. And maybe there's some kind of explanation for all of that you are aware of. And you say, look, man, I'm on my road to recovery. I'm on my way back. You know, it's funny, man. As we get older, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I'm not going to try to speak for anybody. But I'm going to speak for myself. And I'm going to say, when I was younger, I would hear people say things all the time about, you know, what was old school. And I need to get back to how I was before. Because, you know, as you know how when you're younger, you might resent having feelings for people that didn't show the same level of feelings for you. And, maybe you remember a time, when you're younger, you be feeling like 3-4 years ago was a lifetime. So I remember being like 17, 18, 19 years old. And we was always talking about back in the day, how we used to be, You ain't used to be shit. You was a puppy. You was growing. How long were you the way that you were? 2 years, 3 years, when you was in 10th grade, when you was in 7th grade. And to really punch that through, any of y'all who were born in the 80s, and especially y'all that was born in the 70s and 60s, that would be me. 1970, baby. August 12, 1970, baby. August 1970. August 9. Nicole Ellis, what's going on, ma? Good to see me some you and my people's Richard Wilkins. What up? What up? What up? Remember when hip hop was really just starting to take off? And remember KRS-One and a whole lot of other rappers was always talking about old school. Yeah, the old school rappers. You talking about people in the same decade. But because we were young, because we were so young at the time, it made sense to us. You know what I mean? 3, 4, 5 years ago was a lifetime ago. Now here I was, 1986, 1987. So I'm 16 and 17 years old, listening, talking about the old school, back in the day. We talking about the Treacherous 3. Came out in 1981. To my knowledge, they may have came out in 80, but I remember them with their first single, At the Party, coming out in 1981. So I'm like, you talk about the Treacherous 3, you talk about the Funky 4+1, you talk about Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, Curtis Blow and all. You talking about old school artists. But it was the same decade. It was the same decade. We talking about 1987. We wasn't even at 1989. But he said, we can't really say old school artists because rap on the whole isn't even 20 years old. And it wasn't at that time. So, when you are going through your life and things are happening to you and you're learning and whatever, like I said, when you're younger, you might resent having feelings, holding on to feelings. Like, you got a girlfriend that ain't acting right and y'all broke up or y'all be breaking up and getting back together, whatever. And you might resent the feelings that you have for her. You talking about I need to get back to when I ain't care about none of these bitches, man. When I ain't care about none of that. I was just sticking and moving. You know what I mean? If you was down with me, you was down with me. And if you wasn't even around me. I ain't care. You talking about before you met this chick. It was 3 years ago. I'm talking about when you was younger. So you may be trying or reminiscing to get back, reminiscing on that time, when you didn't feel so vulnerable, when you didn't feel so able to be hurt. What up, Stacey White? What's good? So you might be talking about getting back to your original self, but was that self your original self? I'm of the belief that the self that we are made up of our experiences, the things that we learn, our growth. That's those are the things that we are. So what would be our original self? When we didn't know as much, when we didn't experience as much, which means we couldn't care about as much or whatever. But all right, so even if you don't say your original self, let's say you say your old self. Okay, I want to get back to my old self, when I was handling my business, when I had the respect of my peers, when I was getting it, I was doing things. That's why if y'all look at the poll question, we address that. We address some of the things. We ain't had but so many options on there. We have 4 options. But like, money is one of those things. Where at the time when you had cash on hand, when you was working, you was hustling, you was making money, you were able to buy the things that you wanted to buy, keep your bills paid, even lend money if somebody else needed it, whatever. If you're in a tight financial position now, when the money ain't coming in, the bills are still coming through, but the money ain't coming in like it used to, and you might be struggling. You might be longing to get back to that time when your pockets was fat and your bank account was like that. And that's an understandable thing. But is that your original self? It might be your old self, but is it your original self? Man, I woke up this morning feeling a little stuffy. I don't know, man. I don't want to be sick. I've been good all this year. I have not been sick. I normally get a cold every year, maybe even a flu every year. And I'm like, I woke up this morning like, come on, man. No, not right now. So if I sound a little funny, you know what I mean? My sinus is acting up. You know what? I got some, hold on. I'm thinking about it. I got, some high milligram Tylenol over here. I'm gonna drop a couple of them because I don't, listen, I ain't in the mood. I got things I gotta do this week. Just being real. I got things I gotta do this week. And being sick ain't one of them. So I gotta head this off at the pass. I already took my oregano oil. I got my tea. Like my mom always be like, when you feel a tickle in your throat and you feel like you have an illness coming on, you got to start attacking it. Well, my body don't work that way. My body be like, look, if the illness is here, it got to play out. So you know how the phases go. First you had a sore throat, then you had a cough, and then that cough get bad during out the day, and then you're going to probably have to take that day off from work. Get your shit together. I'm normally only sick for 2 days. But if I might get lucky. I might get lucky and beat this one because it's not coming in like the way I normally recognize it. It ain't punching hard. Pray for me, y'all. I mean, just do me that one little solid. Pray for me. Prayer, it works. That's what they be saying. So we got to make it work. We got to make it work. All right. But speaking of illness, if you've been in a bad accident, one that really set you back physically, a debilitating accident or condition, illness, where you may have had to have gone to rehab, you may have had to have learned how to walk again, use some extremities, or, you had to wait a long time for your organs to heal. You know what I mean? You may be really, really pressing to get back to your original self when you felt better. Because one thing about not having good health it can really, really demoralize you. Even when you have strong support systems where they telling you, just hang in there, you're going to be all right. We here, we got you, we got your back. God got your back. Everybody got your back. You're going to be all right. And that's great. But deep down inside of your heart and inside of your mind and your body, you feel like I'm not getting better and this shit is scary. When you don't get better, it's a scary time of your life. So by the time you start getting a little bit better, it's like the clouds in the sky part and you can finally start seeing the sunlight, and you may want to get back to your original health, your original self. Because when you're physically messed up, it messes with your mind. I don't mean like you start going crazy, but you can start thinking negatively. It can affect the relationships that you have. The questions and the answers in your mind are different. You know how when you're afraid, it's really hard to concentrate on anything that's decent because you're in fight or flight mode. So you're trying to get up out of there or eliminate the threat. So that's sort of like with having a really debilitating serious illness is like. So, you know what I mean? You may be trying to get back to your original self in that vein. So do y'all understand what I'm saying? Do me one favor. Please hit that like button. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you don't want to do all that, just hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Hit the like button and everything will be all right. We're gonna let fate take care of itself. So if y'all can hit the like button, yo, do that for me. Do that for me. Do that for me. If it's 11 people on here, I should see 11 likes. At least that's what I'm thinking. No? I don't think that's too much to ask. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not gonna ask y'all for nothing else. And I ain't gonna bully you. What can I do anyway? You can just turn me off in a second. So we talking about getting back to your original self. 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 Yeah. Your original self. Your original self. Your original self. Getting back to the old self. Yeah, the good self. The familiar self. The strong one. The smart one. The respected one. That one you miss so bad, but when you was there, did you recognize that place where you were? Your original self, baby. Original self, baby. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Okay. Now, in a place called right about now, I said we can go ahead and have this conversation and get where we want to be and say what we want to say. So, yeah, getting back to your original self. What y'all know? You know what? I ain't gonna stand for no long time today. I'm gonna just go ahead, take my seat like I'm in the classroom. And let's get it popping. What up? How y'all doing, man? How's everybody today? I hope everybody is more than okay. More, I say. Yeah, I don't know about this little thing I got going on. I don't know, son. All right. Okay. So let me see what y'all talking about. Richard Wilkins says, I'ma be me. I'ma stay me. And ain't nothing going to change me. Interesting. Oh, shit. Marvina says, it's 32 degrees and my furnace quit. Send me warm thoughts. Oh, my gosh. The furnace? Did you call somebody? Is it the pilot light? I hope it's just the pilot light. And if it's not the pilot, do you have forced air vents? Or do you have radiators? Do you have forced air vents or do you have radiators? Nicole, you a 60s baby? Really? You know what? I had you younger than that. I did. I had you a good amount younger than that. I didn't know. I didn't know you was born in the 60s. Okay, that's what's up. So you doing all right. You know, you a comedian. If I thought you was younger than your 50s, and you a comedian, that means, you know, the stereotype is that all female comedians don't do nothing but sleep around and drink themselves to death, which is, you know, it's not totally false. It's definitely not totally false, not from the ones I knew. But evidently, you're not doing that, so that's a good thing. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Do not drink and drug yourself to death, especially before you get on one of those shows that can promote your career to high heights. Narcisse says, feel the heartbeat. Yeah. It's with the treacherous 3. We got a new heartbeat. Richard Wilkins says, from my perspective as a 25-year-old, classic hip hop to most in my generation is Tupac and Biggie. Grandmaster Flash feels like a literal unironic relic to the current generation. Yeah. Well, honestly, Biggie and Tupac should sound like that too. Because you wasn't nowhere around when they was rocking. So Biggie and Tupac to you is like how Jimi Hendrix was to us. You know what I mean? We wasn't really around when he was rocking. I mean, maybe Jimi Hendrix died in 1970. Like right after I was born. Janis Joplin died like a couple of months later. This shit was crazy. So, let me see. Oh, your shit was buffering? I hope you're good now. All right. Richard says, I've never seen a single second of a year starting with 19. That's true. That's true. It was a different time. It really was. And he says, I thought son was about to go to an ad read. Have you seen have you been injured in an accident? Call Morgan. Chill. No, it says it does seem to take longer to recover from various trauma. And a lot of us have more days behind us than we do in front of us. And that's the issue. That's the issue. And you know what, man? You know, off topic. That's why when I hear Donald Trump saying shit like that was a long time ago, and he'd be talking about like 6 months or a year or 3 years. I'm like, what are you talking about? Man, you damn near 80 years old. You know, the longer you live, the percentage of your life, like a year becomes less and less a percentage of your life. So we're in November right now. We looking at November like it's still January. Meanwhile, a 10-year-old will be looking at now like, yo, that was all the way last year. You know? Man. Okay. Grown Women Don't Try Me says, I know I would love to go back in time and be surrounded by family that are no longer here. I want to feel that kind of love again. I think most of us would probably try to do that. The thing is, if we could go back, does that mean everybody gets to go back? You know what I mean? It's one of those fantasies that always takes a cerebral hit with me. Because I be wondering, like, damn, would I fuck up again? Would such and such die again? You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's the reason. I guess that's one of the reasons that we can never go back. Richard says, in my opinion, only a handful of comedians avoid drinking themselves to death, and even smaller few become famous first. Well, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. When it comes to being a stand-up comic, it's probably better to concentrate on your bookings and your money than the fame, because you can live very well off of being a traveling national comedian. You don't have to be on Comedy Central. You don't have to have an HBO special. You don't have to do that. But you can make 500,000 or more a night just from being funny as shit. The funnier you are, the more bookings you get, the higher your stock rises. So you could be clearing easily 5,000-6,000 a week, and you ain't worked but 3 days. And I know cats who do it. So it's like the boy JB Smooth, who was on Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO. I've worked with him. He is like the funniest motherfucker on earth, if not close. He is not regular funny. But so I was proud of him when I saw him, get that break. But I'm like, he ain't like the rest of those national comedians. But he was getting money way before he got TV time or movies and shit like that. He was proven, stamped, and certified. Grown woman says, I'm excited that Outkast is being honored. I'm honored. Long overdue and definitely well deserved. Are they? Where are they being honored at? I didn't know about that. Richard says, exactly. My parents listen to Pac, so I listen to Pac, and my kids either will or won't, but I'll be around. I don't listen to Pac. I didn't think he was that good. I still don't. He was highly overrated and extremely toxic. But that's another story for another day. People say I'm hating, but a lot of people are waking up to what it was. He gave you feelings, but he ain't had lyrics. He just didn't. He wasn't lyrical, but he was able to emote some things to people, and evidently that was enough. Richard says, okay, Marvina says, forced air. I called a repairman. He said I might need a new furnace. Oh, shit. Of course they would say that, right? Damn. Well, I hope everything works out with that. For now, you either get some electric heaters, keep your doors closed, keep the heat in, and the old school shit, turn up the oven, let that shit heat up the house. Boil some water on the stove. But I'm sure I don't have to tell you that, you know what I mean? The survival methods that we got to use. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Richard says, keep in mind, Trump can't remember what he was doing minutes ago, so 6 months is basically an eternity in his mind. Well, when he released those, when he pardoned the January 6th insurrectionists, he said, they've been in jail so long, and, they've been suffering for such a long time. And I was like, they didn't even go to jail till like 2002, 2003. What are you talking about? A long time ago. And I realized he has to put it in people's heads like, these are my guys. No. Whatever. All right. Grown woman says, wait a minute. Oh, Outkast is being inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Okay. Go Outkast. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. All right. Dimples D's. What's up, Dimples D's? I didn't see you creep yourself on up in there. Good to see you. This is not good, y'all. This is not good. I'm salty. It says, if it's forced air, heat, and gas, it may need a blower motor, and that's sometimes typical. But the good thing about it is if it needs a blower motor only, then the burners will still light and the heat will rise, and you can still have heat. It won't be as significant as the blower blowing it through the house, but there was a time when you didn't have blower motors on a furnace, and that's how houses were heated. They had the heater down low, and the air rose, and that's how they loaded up on the blankets. They did what they had to do. I just got a new furnace last year, 2024. Best thing I did for myself, man. For years, I was roughing it because my furnace was broke, but there's a whole backstory to that or whatever. But those winters was a little bit rough, but we better now. Coogee sweater now. Drop top BM. I'm the man, girlfriend. All right, anyway. Oh, you said you're getting a second repairman tomorrow. The one guy was a smart ass. Okay. Yeah, I feel you on that. You should get a second opinion. Make sure that you're good. Okay. So, talking about getting back to our original selves, getting back to your original self. What is your original self? When we talk about a time in our lives that we considered to be original, or a time in our lives when we considered ourselves to be at peak performance, because that's kind of like what we're talking about, right? We're talking about when we had it going on. We're talking about when we were sharp, when we were diligent, when we were skilled, when we had power, when we couldn't be touched. That's pretty much what we're talking about, right? What is the road back to that? If there is a road, because like I said in the title, I question, what is our original self? Let's do this real quick. For y'all who are here in the chat, what year would you say, no, let me do it this way. What decade would you say was your optimal self? What I mean by that is, what decade would you say you had the most going on, you were the most effective, you were able to do whatever you wanted to do, and, pretty much rock out? What year, what time in life would that be for you? What time in life would that be for you? Now, you can say like in my 20s, you can say in my 30s, you can say in my teens. You know, however many years you have on you. You know, and even if your original self lasted through your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, and maybe you suffered from an illness or an accident or a divorce or bad breakup or maybe a tragic loss of some time. I mean, you could still talk about that original time. You know what I mean? If it's the original time. But nonetheless, if I'm asking you about your optimal time, you know, I'm sure the answers are going to vary. Ansel says the world makes people grow up fast. Is it the world that does it? Grown woman says living without selfishness. People today are all about self. You ain't never lied about that. You ain't never lied about that. Never lied about that. Let me see. Richard says, I think independence is the key to being your original self. The less reliant you are on other things and other people, the more you're able to become, to come into your own. Okay. Independence. Well, how do you get independence? Because you can be independent just by cutting everybody off or refusing to deal with anybody. That'll make you independent. It doesn't necessarily make you effective. And you know, when I hear people talk about being independent, like, you know, an independent woman or independent black woman, independent black woman. I'm thinking like, what's the big deal besides ego? Besides ego, what is the big thing about being independent? Like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being able to take care of yourself, but independence has more to do. Independence involves more than just being able to take care of yourself. It means being able to do everything yourself or not needing anybody. And there was a time I might have considered that to be a flex. Not anymore. Not anymore. I think it's cool to claim independence or to claim to be independent when people are telling you that you need everybody else or need them or need something. I think that's when our our pride and our ego kicks in and it makes us defend ourselves in that way. Like, oh, this person thinks I need them. Oh, this person thinks I can't make it without them. Oh, okay. All right, I got something for you. I got something for you, person. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So I get it. I get it in that way. I don't know if that passes the smell test. When I think about the experiences that I was forced to have, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of teamwork, but I am a big fan of partnership. I am a big fan of partnership and cooperation. I'm a big fan of that. I'm not sure if I would have claimed to have been that kind of fan earlier in my life. But now I see the benefit of getting other people involved. Before I didn't. When I was younger, I definitely didn't see that. I'll just do everything myself. I don't need nobody. I'm gonna put myself in a position where I don't need nobody. That way nobody can control me or they can't throw it back up in my face. And that's all about ego. That's all about ego. Because the really effective leaders are able to do a lot of things on themselves, by themselves, but their true gift is getting other people involved. You know? So it says beginning in the late 80s. That's when you were at your optimal time. And Grown Woman says beginning in the early 70s. I hear that. Wow. Okay. And so Jones says 2000 high school grad, joined the Air Force. You're a young boy. But can you believe that you 25 years out of high school? Can you believe that shit? That shit don't feel crazy to you? When you think about it, like 25 years. Huh? Say what? He also says provide for yourself after learning from your family. That's like training. Nora says there is no I in team. Richard says, for me, independence is akin to self-recognition rather than disconnection. Someone who plays into systems and participates in relationships can still be independent depending on how they invest. Well, that's true. But that's not really what independence means. We can make it that way, but that's not really what it means. Independence, you're free. It's just totally self-reliant. I don't need nobody. Independent. Got my own money. Got my own car. Got my own house. Got my own shit. I even got my own love. I don't need nobody to love me. I got my own love, got my own like, I got my own everything. Marvina says, when I could take care of my home and my kids and my bills. No, it still says, oh, snap, I never been to a class reunion. Neither have I. I haven't. I haven't. We had one a couple of years ago, and I wanted to go. And so it says, why friends are grandparents and timing is everything. Well, your friends are grandparents. Your friends are grandparents and timing is everything. Yeah. Getting back to your original self. The time when you felt like you had your shit together. It ain't that hard. The time when you felt like you were packaged correctly. When you had it. You said, I agree with that description of independent you just gave. Having your own money is being independent, but taking independence to an unrealistic extreme would be giving up on the concept of money. Yeah. Well, you can be independent with money. A lot of people think that's where independence derives. But yeah, being independent without money, that's not really being independent. It's being resourceful. And trust me, with absolutely no money in a capitalist society in the United States, you're going to need to be resourceful because somebody's going to have some money. It might not be you. But then again, that would take away your independence, because if you have to depend on somebody else that has money in order to get the things that you want, it's not really independence. Would actually be the exact opposite of that, which would be dependence. Total. Total. He said to be truly independent to the extreme would be moving to a place where governments and laws don't exist and living off the land. Where can you go where there are no laws? Like, so you mean to tell me there are places in this world where nobody has dominion or ownership of any land that you're in? Because where I'm from, the government owns the parks and everything. You know? Now you see an empty lot, like, you gotta pay for that lot. You don't own that. The city owns that. The state owns that. The county owns that. He said the only place I can think of are the open ocean and very far north Russia, where the government doesn't even go. But yeah, basically nowhere. Even in the goddamn ocean, countries want to claim maritime rights. Yeah, even in the ocean. But you said far out in the ocean. You might be right. I hope you're right. It would be a lot easier if we could breathe underwater. We need to get back to the original time of Atlantis. We need to get back to Atlantis. And Atlantis. Marvina says, yeah, you can hunt and fish and plant a garden. Can you, yeah, but, and plant your food, but you still pay the tax man. Yeah. And in a lot of states, they won't even allow you to have a garden out in the front. Like, it's illegal. If you try to plant vegetables or fruits out in the front of your yard, they'll come holler at you. They might actually literally come holler at you. Like, yo, don't do that. Mia Cunningham, what's good? How you feeling, Mia? Thanks for coming through. Richard says, at the very least, the governments can fight over who gets to claim me. Ain't that some shit? And trust me, if you die and nobody claims you, they will. Did he have any money? We got that. That's man. And you know what? Even though that's a little off topic, that's why I think it's important to have kids, man. If you don't have no kids, die broke. And the reason I say that is because if you die with money and you don't have no kids, the state will claim that money. You don't have no beneficiaries. Now, of course, people in your family can, come through and claim it, but then, they gonna be embroiled in a bidding war, and she didn't even like you. He didn't fuck with you like that. He wouldn't have left you no money. The state be like, well, until y'all get all that worked out, we'll take the money. Since y'all don't want to pay for no funeral and all of that, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, have at least one child, even if y'all don't get along. Cause that shit crazy. State ain't getting a dime of my shit. I don't care if I die with $5 or 5 million. You ain't getting nothing. Fuck all y'all. I'm not even gonna bury you. I'm not even gonna allow myself to be buried in y'all shit. Get a home incinerator kit. I know this is gonna be hard for y'all. But these are my final wishes. This is the way I wanted it to be. Mia says, when you pass, you don't care. Well, while I'm here, I care. I don't know what's going to happen when I pass. But while I'm here, I want certain things set up for when I pass. That's all I'm saying. Richard says, all my money is going to charity when I die, except my lucky $2 bill. The state can have that. Cool. I would definitely never leave my money to charity. Why? Because they steal. I want my money to actually go towards something. So the only way I can guarantee that in my passing that the money will go where I want it to go is to actually leave it to the person. Y'all, now you can fuck up the money all you want. I left it to you. That's on you. But I'd be damned if I leave my money to cancer research and they be like, shit, we ain't curing this shit anyway. Who gonna miss it? Left $50,000 to cancer research. Man ain't gonna put a dent in shit. That ain't even gonna take care of the chemo bill. But it'll take care of my bill. Thank you, Mr. McIntyre. Thank you, Mr. McIntyre. Thank you, Mr. McIntyre. Thank you, Mr. McIntyre. Thanks for holding it down. Yeah, thanks for no longer being around. Thanks for leaving town. Yeah, I'm about to spend it now. All your money is going to a good cause. Know you wanted to like that, but yo, pause. Thanks, Mr. Mac. Thanks, Mr. Thank Mr. Mac. Thank Mr. Yeah. It's like that, y'all. It's like dagger to that. It's like that, y'all. It's like dagger to that. Marina says, when you leave life insurance, the beneficiary pays taxes on the money you use for the funeral. I know. I'm going to a funeral on Friday. My daughter's grandmother passed suddenly, tragically. It's a hell of a situation with that. This is, man, it's gonna get ugly. You think life is bad while you alive? Let somebody pass. Woo! Change it, time to face the strange changes. Watch out, all you rock and rollers. Well, getting back to your original self. Let me not dwell too far. Getting back to your original self. Is your original self original? Thank you, Marvin. I appreciate you. Appreciate you saying that. And it is a loss. She was such a nice lady. She was such a nice lady. And the real problem is that you remember that movie Soul Food, where, Big Mama was the one that kept everybody grounded, kept everybody getting along, kept everybody cordial. And when Big Mama passed, all hell broke loose. Everybody fighting against each other and all that. All the separations came. That's what that lady was. It ain't a lot of them. It ain't a lot of family members to get together. But yeah, this thing is about to get nasty. And I wish I was lying. It's nasty already. It is. It's nasty already. But these are the games we play. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Okay. So, yeah. My people, Jason Sloan. I ain't even recognize him. You know what I mean? He changed his profile. I was like, oh, what that? Hey, what that is? What that is? And so it says, did you meet your childhood dreams? Wow. I know my childhood dreams definitely are a lot different than they were when after I became an adult. Those dreams took on a whole different shape. Totally different. And so Joe says, the Orioles didn't call me. Ah, nuts. Damn Orioles. What's 27, Stacey? What are we doing? Are you answering? Are you far back on the joint? Let me find out. Jason says, just checking in on my way to DWI to head overseas, but saying what's up. What's good, man? Yo, be careful overseas, wherever you going. I'm sure you will. You know, I know you know how to take care of yourself, but you know what I mean? Don't stay out of trouble. Stay away from negative influence. Because that can happen to anybody. Don't smoke no blunts that somebody else rolled. And don't drink no drinks that you didn't see get poured. Damn, Stacey, you asked that. I asked that question 20 minutes ago. But thanks. Yo, you gotta catch up. You just randomly came in like, all right, I'm gonna wait till everybody else finished with that question, and then I'm gonna answer. That's my strategy. That's my strategy. It'll see you when you get back, my dude. See you when you get back. And so says, go to the airport early with this. Yo, you ain't never done lied. Those airports are fucked up right now, boy. Fucked up. Real bad. Marvina says, to be honest, I don't remember having a childhood dream to be, you was too busy trying to survive back then. Hey, I understand. And you know, survival means different things to different people. There are a lot of different ways to survive, but we still here. So something worked. You know, you can make a distinction between survival and living. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we was talking about getting back to your original self, getting back to that good self, getting back to that good self, the one that you miss, the one that you sit back and, you know, when you by yourself, you think like, yo, back when I had it going on. Yeah, I said back when I had it going. Back when I had it going on. That's my, so back when couldn't nobody touch me. Couldn't nobody feel me. Couldn't nobody steal from me. Couldn't nobody really get past because I was always awake and on that ass. Pause. No, I ain't gotta say no pause because I was out here doing what I have to for the cause. And y'all could never come around me and act like I was a dummy because I was getting that money. And you want to be like me because that was how I was back in the day. You'll see me get back to the original self because I'm going to get my shit together and my health. My wealth is health. My health is wealth. It goes back and forth just like math. You don't know the half. And I'm going to last out here and I'm going to do what I got to do and I will appear to be the best that ever had done it. Yo, yeah, it was a brand new contest and I won it. I was number one, got me the ring, got me the championship, the crown. I'm down. Down like you never saw before, almost in hell, but you never could tell. Things was going on inside of my heart. I was making sure I did this thing from the very start. Used to take care of my peoples all the time, but they got kind of crazy on me, greasy and grimy. But we had to learn, and I had to always wait for my turn. And I'ma earn, and now I'ma turn it into something that you never saw before. What I got in store. You know what I'm talking about. Yo, like 20 to nothing, 30 to nothing. It was a rout. You could barely score against the kid. You ain't getting no touchdowns, no field goals. Yo, shit. Shit was real out here, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how I used to feel out here. All right. Getting back to your original self. Getting back to your original self. Yeah. I don't know if that time was the time when you were at your peak. I don't know if that was your original self because you probably had to go through a lot to get to that peak performance. You probably had to do a lot in order to get to that place where where you had that confidence, where you were fortified with all of that right stuff. But if you held on to that for a good while, I guess that's as good as that's as good as being original as you can come close to, right? Getting back to your original self. How far would you say that you are from your original self now? How far from your original self would you say that you are? What's the one thing that you need to be able to do? Let's do it that way. If y'all would be so kind, name that. What's something that you need to be able to do that you're not able to do right now today? I'm not saying that you'll never be able to do it, but today it ain't going to happen. I'll start it. I need to get back down to 215 pounds. I'm far as fuck from that shit right now. Well, I'm around 230. My last weight reading was 234. I was 230. I am, I guess, 234. I'll measure myself. I'll weigh myself tomorrow. Now, no matter what, I couldn't be 215 today. But when I was at 215, I was, that was a good weight for me. Now, according to the BMI and all of that, I'm still overweight. But it's a funny thing because I was reading a post that my cuz put on social media yesterday. And it was one of those things where you don't really know where you are until you see somebody else that's in a different place. So my cuz was talking about how he said this time last year or 2 years ago, whatever, he said he was at 350 pounds. I was like, God damn, son. Damn, cuz. 350, but he's a big boy. He was a big boy. He said he never wanted to be a skinny dude, but he wanted to be at a healthier weight or whatever. He said he's down to 274 now. And he's very proud of the weight that he's lost. And I'm proud of him too. And I'm thinking like, me and my cousins are are a month and a half apart. A month and a half apart. I'm older than him by a month and a half. Same year, same month. My birthday is August 12th. His birthday. What the fuck am I talking about? We not know. I'm sorry, y'all. We not no month and a half. We a half a month apart. We 2 weeks apart. I'm a Leo. He's a Virgo. His birthday is Michael Jackson's birthday, August 29th. He was born on August 29th. I'm 2 weeks older than my cousin. And I'm thinking, like, if I ever got up to 274, I would feel like that would definitely, absolutely 100% be the heaviest that I've ever been. So that's not my original. But for him, well, his original was the big joint, 350. He had gotten comfortable with that. So him coming down, which he's doing for his health, because he has some health challenges and shit. And he's doing what he got to do. Peace to him. Because big truck. But yeah, he's down to 274. I need to get down to 215. Now I realize that if and when I get down to 215, I'm going to look like a mere shell of myself to people who are used to seeing me at 230 something. But that's my original. So everything that I do now is trying to get back to that, back down to that, because I know that will put me in a much healthier place. And my organs, everything will run smoother. So I have to work to get to that, back to that weight. You know what I mean? You know, well, if I get back to that shit, motherfuckers gonna be thinking I'm like, yo, son, you sick? Like, no, I'm actually very well now. Like, look at these pictures from 2015, 2016. Yeah, well, that'll get rid of all this. That'll shave all of this gut, like. And I want it gone. Because the future is not bright when you're working with a big gut and a whole lot of weight. It ain't good. You know what I mean? Let all these motherfuckers out here talk that thick shit and it's all right to be big. Fuck y'all. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. It's all right to be big, but it ain't all right to be fat. I'm not, that can be you, but it can't be me. So for me, that'll be my original. That'll be getting back to my original self. So that's what we're working with. Let me see what y'all talking about. Minus R says, how to calm my mind within 5 minutes and motivate myself. I can do that specific situation. Let me get back to you on that. Back to you on that. Marvina says, I made it to the other side. And says, living just enough for the city. Stacy said, I feel sick. Damn, did you watch my show? Now you feeling sick? Oh, man. Marvina said, I got another electric heater. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Yes. I want that for you. I want that for you. What we said? Nara says, I was up to 316 for a year or so. 200 is my target, but 220-ish is clinging like Velcro. I overstand. I overstand that. I got you. And so says some women look healthy with weight. That's true. That's true. But it also depends on what kind of weight we talking about. It matters. It matters. You know? But like if we talk about our original self, I got to get back to my original self. I can't get back to somebody else's original self. So I don't know if I'll see the 215, but I will definitely be working my way back to it. And when I do, you're going to see me up here, you know what I mean, bench pressing Volkswagen Beetles. And speaking of a car, I'm going to be so strong at 215, I'll be able to wheelie a car. I'm going to have a wheel, the steering wheel in my hand. I'm going to be able to pop a wheelie with a car, a whole car, SUV. They're going to be like, how the fuck? And that's right. Y'all ain't got that makeup. I do. I'm the original Volkswagen Beetle bench presser. They thought I was going under the car to see what was. They thought I was going under the car to change the oil. I was going under there for a little daily exercise. What? Don't front on me. I mean, I'm 5'10". Not tall, not super short. You know what I mean? Average than a motherfucker. Average as hell. 234 and 5'10" tall. Meanwhile, all my brothers, younger and older, all over 6 feet. I'm like, motherfucker. I knew I should have drunk more milk. I knew it. I knew it. But it is what it is. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like. Let me see. Let's look at the poll. Let me see how y'all voting over here. If you could go back to your original self, what would be the self that you would get back to? 37% said when I was making more money. No surprise there. 26% says when I had more friends and family. That's the one I like. Damn, you know what I didn't? I didn't put nothing about health on here. A time when I was more independent. Also 26%. And 11% says a time when I was more confident. I ain't mad at this poll at all. I wonder if because we only got 19 votes, and thanks everybody for who voted. I wonder what it would look like if we had at least 100 votes. Maybe one day. We've had it before. You know what I mean? YouTube playing these algorithm games with me, but that's okay. It's not okay, but I gotta say it's okay. Man, ain't no big deal. And so it says, following a diet works wonders. Diet and exercise, baby. Diet and exercise. My man, Oakland. Oakland is in the house, all the way in the house. The door is open. He came in the screen door. What up, my man, Oak? I Heart Oakland is in the house. En la casa. I appreciate you coming through. Damn, Marvina. Marvina says, son, this is the best channel on YouTube. God damn. Well, I sure appreciate you saying that. Shit, even if you didn't feel that way, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I will take it. It's sure not for lack of effort, man. I be trying to maximize with this shit. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get back. Oakland says, definitely confidence in middle school. I get so nervous talking to girls. Really? You get so nervous talking to girls. But in middle school, you didn't? Because talking to girls is something you're supposed to get better at over time. Shit. I remember the older cats, when I was growing up, the older cats would make you talk to girls. Like, you could be shy all you want. They wasn't trying to hear it. If they found out that you liked a girl or that a girl liked you, they would literally push you to go, yo, you gonna talk to her today. You know you like her. Come on, stop playing. Coach you on what to say. All of that shit. Hey, yo, Shonda, come here for a minute, please. Shonda, come over. My man Rob, my man Rob, you know, he wanna talk to you. My man Rob like you. You know what I'm saying? You know, talk to him for a minute. Like, they wasn't having it. They wasn't having it. I guess the feeling was, you better, if she cute, you better go ahead and grab her before your competition do. Because, you know, young boys, they might, as soon as they see that you like somebody, they might go like them more. Like, they wasn't even liking the John before you. But now they liking her. Because you done slept on her. You slept. Okay, you said, yeah, my high school years got better. Okay. Marvina says, they put you on Front Street. They did. They wasn't even related to me. It wasn't like, nah. It was like an important thing. Like, no, you got to get her number. You got to get her number. So we going to call Shonda. Yo, Rob like you. You know what I'm saying? Can you get your number? Like, they didn't even give Rob a chance to, ask for the number. Like, yo, can you get your number? Talk later on. We're going to go play basketball right now. Keep Rob in your heart. Pray for Rob, y'all. And so it says, social media killed the art of pulling phone numbers. Social media gave you a chance to call a chick without a phone number. Shout out to all y'all bum asses that just call a motherfucker on social media, on Instagram or Messenger. Don't know, just call them out the blue. That's what social media did. They cut out the middleman. Your middleman, what used to be your confidence. They got him up out of there. They got him up out of there. Mia says, I used to hate when dudes would try to talk to you. When dudes would try to talk to you for their homie. If you like me, you talk to me. I love courage and initiative. Well, they was trying to get him there. They was trying to get him there. Marina says, hell, we were on the phone. We were on the phone book back then. No cell phones. That's right. The phone book, little pieces of paper, writing them on your hand. All kinds of shit. You had to make it happen. You had to make do with what you had. Mia said, you are so out of line for calling on social media unwarranted. They trying to get a block from you. But the reason they do it is because somebody have accepted those calls. They looking for the one win. They don't care about this whole graveyard full of losses. They looking for that one win. It says, I messed that all up. Thanks, son. Figuring that out. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. See, I'm trained to do this. You know what I mean? I'm trained to do this. Before I used to be teasing y'all. I better not say that because that might disqualify me from teasing y'all later on. I'm growing. Look at me, I'm growing. I'm getting big on this show. Marvina says, I would get off work at 2 a.m., walk to the house, walk in the house, phone would ring, someone was watching. Oh shit. Oh. What you work, swing shift? You got off at 2? That's more than swing. You went in like what? What you went in like 5, 4:30? No. You going at 4:30, you get off at 1. You had to go in at 5:30? You getting off at 2? You getting off at 2? And Jones says, the one that kills me is a man asking a woman if she has a boyfriend and where he at. Oh, you worked at Pizza Hut back in the days. Oh, shit. Wow, that was a pretty good gig. You know, for a young person. Because Pizza Hut wasn't like, Pizza Hut was like a restaurant, a real restaurant. Along the lines of a TGI Fridays or Rustler, Ponderosa, and Howard Johnson's. God damn. It says Pizza Hut used to be so good back in the day. It was. Varshay, what's good? You coming up on the end, but that's okay. Because anytime you come through, I'm always glad to see you. Wait, we about to do these birthday shout outs. No, we're not doing 2 hours a day. I ain't feeling well, man. There's something wrong. Shit fucked up. I'm gonna go ahead and do these birthday shout outs and let you good people go ahead for the rest of your day. It's overcast here in Philly. So let's do it. Let's do this. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious November 9th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number 1 out the box, Dr. Tanya Butler. Happy birthday. And also Rosa Garcia and Dan Dupree, Jessica Pitts, Minerva McIntyre. No relation, but what up, cuz? And also Alexandra Nelson, Rashika Mills, and she's raising money for Autism Speaks. Lashana Monique Khan, Dana Banks, go get her Dana Banks. She used to be named Dana Cherry. She got married. And also Andre Devin Chambers, Olivia Hall. Damn, it's a lot of birthdays. What the fuck? Olivia Hall, Carla Campanuso, no, Campusano, Team Hurd, LaDonna Pitts, Nakia Ellis Chavis, and last but not least, my girl LaCrush Hearts. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 9th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. Anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, get back to your original self. It's a long, hard road. It can be, but I think that what should be done is to just be your best self day after day after day. Will that become your original self? I don't know. But what's more important, getting back to your original self or maximize on being your best self? Loving each other. Loving yourself, respecting yourself, valuing yourself, having confidence in yourself will take you very far in life, no matter how far you want to go or how short the distance. Make sure that you keep people around you who give a fuck about you. Seriously. Because it's important. You know what I mean? Keep people around you that will keep your spirits where they're supposed to be. Not with substances, not with anything artificial, but through love and reinforcement. Genuine concern. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. Monday going into Tuesday for another Daily Go Get 'Em show. So make sure y'all holler at that. Get with that. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. And I will holler at y'all. Peace.